Welcome to Film Riot Mondays. I forgot to mention it last week, but I actually got the price for the Canon C200 wrong. I said it was over 8,000, or I said it was 8,500. I can't really remember, but it's actually going for about 7,500 bucks. So it's actually cheaper than what Panasonic seems to be coming out with. There's no definite price on the Panasonic, at least when I'm recording this now, but it seems like it's even going to be cheaper than the Panasonic as well. So there you have it, a little retraction. But today we're talking about this, a new case that I got from My Case Builder. My Case Builder actually helped us out with our Bloodtober series that we did, and I made a case through their website, and I really loved it. So I wanted to show you guys that today, and here is their site. Of course, you could just go on here and find a case and do it however you normally do it. Get it with the foam inserts in there and then cut them out yourself. But they have a really great app on their site that can help you create the perfect inserts for whatever it is you're making. So for instance, for me, I went with Doro cases because they're really good. They're just as good as Pelican cases, but they're not as expensive. So let's just grab a random case here like this one. And then you can see here that you can get started designing your foam inserts. So we'll click here and then go into the app. And now I can start building out what I want my case to look like. If you've bought a case like this yourself, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is such a pain to get it and then try to map it out and cut it yourself. At least for me, I always do a really terrible job and I'm always upset with how it ends up. So having it like this, where they laser cut it for you, you just build it out the way you want. That's gonna work best for you. I just really love this. So here's how you do it. First of all, you can go to a library. So say for me, like the C300, which is what I just made a case for, here you can also add finger notches. So you get the shape of the C300 body, and then they add in those finger notches as well, so you can get the camera in and out easily. So now we have it in here inside the case, and we can place it wherever we want to place it. Now they're still building out their library, so they don't have all the shapes that you're going to need there, but for stuff like that, there's a few things that you can do, including using a photo. I took all the photos myself, so for instance, I could bring in a picture of the C300 body, and now I can start making my shape around it, just clicking and drawing, very much like using Photoshop. And I can make it more of a general shape, or I can come in here and really get very specific with it. And there you have it. Now I can delete points and add points, move points around to start refining it if I messed anything up. Add a point here to really dial everything in. And now I just set my depth and length to really dial that in, so you need to take your measurements as well. And then you have your shape. You can also just grab a rectangle tool and create that however you want to create it, with and without finger notches and where, and then bring that in there, and you can duplicate it if you want just by coming over here and cloning it. Make a few of those if you like. You can also group them, you can flip and mirror them, delete and start over. Use the align tools to help center it in the box and really dial in the shapes of everything. Also a circle, just like the square, or you could just draw a custom shape of whatever you want. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's great. So now, once you've created all your amazing shapes, as I have here, you can click on 3D, and then it's going to give you a 3D render representation of what your foam will look like. So you can check to see that things aren't going well, as you can see here. So this is clearly cutting into my camera, and it's also cutting out of the foam, like you can see here. So if I created my depth too deep for the foam that I'm getting here, it would actually show that it's coming out the back here in this view. So that's really helpful to do as well. And you also don't have to do it all in one pass. You can create an account and log in, and you can save these and work on it over time. And going back with the pictures, if you have a picture on alpha, if you go into Photoshop and cut that out in Photoshop, and then you have that on alpha, you can actually use that, and this will trace it for you automatically, so you don't have to go through the painstaking process in here creating that shape. So it's just up to you how you want to do it. So if you're looking for a new case, I highly recommend My Case Builder, especially in this way. We got a case, everything fits beautifully, and we're able to sort of map out exactly how we would want our case with custom cutouts of where we would want to put the things that we want to put, so the way that we know that works best for us with how we like to shoot and travel. So definitely check that out if you're in the market for a case, because they have pretty much anything that you would want there. Another thing I came across that I thought you guys might be interested in is that Turner Classic Movies is putting out a free course online from June 26th to August 7th about Alfred Hitchcock. It's going to be exploring a lot of Hitchcock's films from his silent era to his films later on in life, and it's a free course. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I have nothing to do with them. I just thought this looked really interesting. I came across it by surfing nofilmschool.com, as I often do, because it's one of the best blogs out there. So again, it's a dive into his films, to his methods, so it seems like more of a film history approach, which is great. It's great to dive into old films like that, sort of the old school cinematic method, which I think has a lot of medicine to cure some of the illnesses of certain modern filmmaking issues that we have nowadays. But even if not, there's so many ideas from back then that can be utilized today. So it's really great. Again, not sponsored by them, just thought it looked really cool. So check that out. If you're a budding filmmaker, entrepreneur, innovator, domain.com is a place to go when the next idea hits you. When you get a domain extension from domain.com, you're taking the first steps in creating a vision or identity for your brand or idea. Plus, .com and .net are the two most recognizable domain name extensions, which means those are the ones that are going to help you expand your presence online the best. Of course, domain.com is reliable, affordable, and easy to use, but they're making it more affordable by giving you 25% off when you use the coupon code at domain.com's checkout. And when you think domain names, think domain.com.
Logo.
So that's it for today. And for what I'm watching, Oats put out their first short film, which they're calling Volume 1. Definitely go check that out. It's like 21 minutes long, and it is really freaking cool. I'm really interested in what Neil Blomkamp is doing. I haven't seen anyone do anything like this before. He's calling them film experiments, where he's going and making these very high-budgeted short films as proof of concepts for things that he would like to see as a feature. So they're sort of like test runs to see how people react to them, I suppose. But everything that they're putting out and doing is entirely awesome, and the styles of them are amazing as well. So definitely go and check that out. Until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.